Hello, for more, so welcome to Invest. We're talking about investing, finance, and professional development for today's items only. The investment I'm going to talk today will be 30th. First, I want to say happy Tuesday, everybody. A great week so far. Respect to recording time of 9:26 a.m. on the Eastern Time. Ethereum current trade $3,443, down about 1.25% so far. On the overall market, it seems like on a preliminary perspective before the equity market opens, it's definitely leaning more towards the positive side of the spectrum for the equity side. As you know, a lot of the negative news that's been kind of pressing down, with respect to China crackdown news, to the Hong Kong index market, with respect to the Evergrande news that percolated to drive a lot of sell-off. It seems like the sector rotation among tech stocks specifically and on the high growth stock is starting to form. Obviously, as we know, we're shifting into the early innings part of the Q4, which is typical the sector rotation activities among hedge fund for the window dressing, and also to get that Santa Claus rally until obviously Christmas and New Year's. And on the media front, with respect directly to Ethereum, there are a lot of active news this morning that's been happening across media affectation, and I think they try to squeeze a lemon because of the fact that yesterday was a holiday in the U.S., so they try to probably play catch up, if you may. So a lot of news. So let's go through one by one, shall we? So the first one, Decrypt 2 hours ago, talked about Medellin. I think that's how you say it. It's not English. Saint Frontiers receives 3.5 million ETF donation for NFT sales. So with respect to this international humanitarian organization, Medellin's Saint Frontier, it seems like, with respect to this NFT sales donation, it's using for greater goods, which is something we appreciate. And also another step of approval from a non-for-profit organization utilizing the value proposition of Ethereum, obviously. And then the next one is talk about on Fox Business 4 hours ago, talk about Bitcoin continues to climb while Ethereum Dogecoin's lower. So I don't know what they really mean by that. Bitcoin is just kind of hovering on a sideways fashion, right? It's not really doing much. It hasn't been doing much. It's just kind of what we're doing right now, right? We are basically trying to get to the next level of identification here, 58,150, which is the next level of technical analysis, right? And I think we have to get above the 60,000 for us to confirm the continuation of the rally. Right now, this is just a lot of whale manipulations and positive media affectation on basically saying how great is Bitcoin, how substantive is Bitcoin in comparisons to other coins. Despite some of the sprinkles of the news like that we've heard, during this weekend and the past couple of days, like Vitalik Buterin talking negatively on Salvador on their mandatory adoptions, to today with respect to even Jamie Dimon said something negative, saying that Bitcoin is worthless, which we'll dive into a little bit, right? So the next news is talking about another character that we've known and we've talked about before. It seems like Reese Witherspoon, the actress from Legally Blonde, she's adding NFT to her crypto repertoire again. So it seems like she's buying more NFT, she's investing more in the Hollywood industry, I guess, or among the successful artists or actresses, if you may. NFT is slowly becoming more of a connoisseur type of adaptation, I guess. People are investing, sizable amount of money, right? Including like Snoop Dogg, who has about $17.8 million worth of NFT. And Stephen Curry, now Reese Witherspoon, and some other people are, loading tons of money, northworth of millions of dollars to buy these NFTs, which are, if you really sit down and think about it, these are just like JPEG images that you could use to look at. I don't know what else you can do with it. Maybe you could show off, or maybe you could put this on your wall, on your plasma TV or LCD TV or something like that. But Um, I need to look into it a little bit more. I hope that I have no idea. I don't know why people. I think again, right, and I don't mean to speak negatively, but I think this just might be a form of money laundering or like a yield tax shield, if you may, that can, that you don't have to pay as much tax if you were investing into art or real estate and et cetera, et cetera. I think it's more of like accounting treatment, if you may, that they've talked to the financial advisor for. So the next one is talking about another NFT related news. This is Decrypt 16 hours ago, talk about NFT games Sorel investigated by UK Gambling Commission. Well, it seems like there is some fishiness going on again. NFT, is more predominantly on the arts, community, or I would say collectible community as well. But it seems like there is some gambling activity as well that people are, raising some red flags on. So the UK Gambling Commission office is doing some investigations, and there's some regulatory constraints that needs to be implemented going forward around this. So I think it's good because there are a lot of fishiness going on with respect to the NFT commercialization that frankly is still relatively new, and I frankly don't have a strong confidence into transacting or exchanging cryptocurrencies. And if you talk about NFT, it's something even more foreign to me, which I'm not that familiar with, and transacting, exchanging, or going on auction, or even gamble with these type of NFT type of artworks or games can be kind of worrisome, right? Because there are a lot of transaction that's in place in a monetary perspective. And the next one is something I talked about already, about 8 hours ago. Talk about JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon says Bitcoin is worthless amidst crypto bull run. I think if you read into it a little bit more, I think this was probably just a media affectation. He said that Bitcoin is worthless, but with a great caveat, right? He said something about, and he said this like a while back, about like 3-4 years ago. He was obviously against crypto in the beginning, but some of the research reports and with respect to his economist from JP Morgan collaborating with obviously the CEO of Jamie Dimon, is saying that there is a value proposition in place. Bitcoin is currently a value that people put upon it, right? That as the economy further cultivates going forward, crypto assets can be a source of value as a safe haven effect as well. But saying it worthless is not like something that is complete story, if you may. So this is definitely a twist. Again, media application that they want to influence, because people don't really read into the article. They just read the titles like, oh, Jamie Dimon say something negative about Bitcoin, and that's going to drag down the whole market from there. But that's not really the truth, right? Currently, JP Morgan on their investors services group, which is one of their the holding companies in JP Morgan that helps with the asset management arm that I'm talking about on transacting and exchanging crypto assets for their clients, right? And they currently hold assets like Ethereum Trust and Bitcoin Trust, all on Grayscale. So they currently do not hold any commoditized Bitcoin or Ethereum at the moment, but they are doing it. They are adopting it, and they're expanding that domestically, but also internationally, right? JP Morgan is the largest bank by assets. I think it's 2 trillion in asset under management in total for the bank in the U.S. So they're the largest in the U.S., but they also have an initialization to expand that outside of the U.S. as well. So I think this is just another twisted news, to be honest with you, that it's not really the truth. And that's pretty much it overall on the news front. So let's take a look at the technical analysis real quick. So right now I'm recording as of 9:36 a.m. It's trading close to about $3,500. Oh, sorry, I'm tired. I just had like long meeting this morning, so like I'm kind of winded. So with respect to the current level right now, we are trying to get above to the next level, right? The $3,850. And right now we are just bouncing up and down, try to struggle to either go up or go down. And with respect to the MACD, we can see a very prominent whale stomach right now, or humpback, or whatever, right? We are forming a curvature down, and the signal line slowly fusing together. We are at the 57 of 70 right now, so this is not a good sign. I think we are slowly curving down, and when we curve down even further, you're going to start forming a death cross. And I think by then you will see somewhere that we will be around like the 3,400. And once we get there, I think we will form a cross. And once we form the cross, we have to head down to 3,150. And I don't think the setup is good right now. I don't think it's bullish at all. I know some people are asking me like, are we in the bullish sentiment? Are we in the bearish sentiment? I would say we're in a very bearish sentiment at the moment right now. So Bitcoin, we're still surging with the 75 out of 70, so we're extremely overbought. We are slowly forming a curvature right now, so we have to wait for a confirmation for the curvature down. Because when we have the curvature down, it's going to be relatively massive sell-off, because whatever goes up really, really fast comes down twice as fast. So I think we have to wait until the apex. Once we hit the apex, I think it might make sense to sell some of your holdings, right? And that's just if you're more of a short-term trader. But for me, I am just going to hold because I do have a sizable, 3 Bitcoins, not a lot. But I want to hold it until like Bitcoin hits more than that, right? Like $250,000 per Bitcoin. That'll be great someday. So Dogecoin is still bearish, and I think we are forming a curvature down, and we are slowly forming a death cross. So Dogecoin is gonna sell off, but we are at the 45, so I don't think the sell is gonna be crazy. But hitting 21 cents or 20 and 19 will be very logical. Cardano, it's quite interesting. We just formed a death cross, a golden cross, and we didn't really get a lot of momentum because people are not really interested in Cardano at the moment, so just kind of dead in the water. There isn't a lot of news that's percolating either. So with the 45 out of 70, right now it's slowly forming and fusing together. So I think there might be a sell-off to hit us back to the $2, and ideally even get to below $2 to the 197 and even 187. And I think with respect to if we break the 187, which I don't think is likely, we will have to go down to the 145. We won't be in the middle. We might go in the middle by testing the 169 a little bit, but I think the 145 will be a stretch for now. Solana is still selling off, which makes sense because we see a death cross that's being formed right now, but with the 47. So again, going down to ideally the 123, the 113 will be very likely to dollar cost average. XRP, we are at the 101. 110 and basically right now we are forming a curvature down right now, 55 of 70. So the likelihood of actually going back to the $1 will be very likely. Do we see like 88? I think that would be a stretch, but I think buy between the level of $1 and 88 cents will be very logical. Polkadot's still selling off. We are having not cup and handle, the head and shoulder. We are slowly forming a curvature down right now with the 54. So I think ideally coming back down to at least the 30 cents and then ideally buying at the 25 would be very logical. Algorand. Algorand has a gap right now, so that's really, really weird. And we are forming an extreme death cross right now. You can see that we're fusing together. Something must have happened with Algorand. But again, this is an altcoin and it's more manipulative compared to other ones. So we also form a gap, so that means something, pretty sizable happened recently. So in the technical front, this is definitely not a good chart. We are already forming a death cross, so we have to come down to the 152 at bare minimum. We have to. And I think the sell-off is still coming. even though we still have like 20 cents left. We are at the 50 on a 70 scale. So yeah, definitely I think 150 would be the dip as we get there. So with respect to the market, we are in the anger depression stage. It's gonna look, you know, not that obvious, right? We're gonna keep sliding off, right? And right now, like some of my friends here on YouTube said that we are forming an ascending triangle, which I believe we are across multiple coins. And you will see something comparable to that. We'll see an ascending triangle, and then you're gonna start selling off from there. So we are forming, I think we're around like the anger stage and then leaning towards the depression stage. With respect to the risk management level to dollar cost average for the respective coins that we talked about, here are the ones. So feel free to use this as your reference. Again, these are my risk management levels. Okay. So I really appreciate you for dropping by. Apologies for a little bit slow today. I didn't sleep so well last night, and I don't know what, maybe something I ate, and I'm kind of tired. But really appreciate you for dropping by, and feel free to give me questions if you have any. And stay tuned for this to come out. Take care. Bye.